You're listening to the No Tekkers podcast.
No Tekkers podcast.
No Tekkers. What? Man said Bon Gerard. Is it the No Tekkers podcast.
Come on, man. Let's get it.
Right. Episode 38. The No Tekkers podcast. Me, myself, the host, Braz. My co-host, Quartz.
What's happening?
Yeah.
My other co-host, Chief, aka Mr. Bundestats.
Bundestats.
And then we have a special
guest
in the building. The community godfather of Brum. What other ones we got?
I thought you were practicing.
That's all I had to say. Mr. Lincoln Moses MBE in the building. Welcome.
Extra long clap.
How we doing, man? How we doing?
Everything's everything, man. As
Yeah.
I will say to most people,
Yeah.
you know, just living the life the best way I can.
Yeah, man. That's what we like to hear. Now, I'll tell the story of when I first met Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who I went through, but I wanted to do my coaching badges. Basically, I was about 17, finished college. Knew I wanted to do football. Didn't know how to go about it. You must knew my auntie or something, yeah. And she was like, this man said give him a call. So I phoned him out the blue and I was like, yo, man's trying to do my badges and trying to do my coaching.
Is that exactly how you sounded?
Exactly how I sounded.
Yeah.
So man was like, yeah, man, I'll pattern it. 2 T's, just be at Moore Lane from this time to this time on this date. And then it was like 2 weeks, I think the course was. Yeah. Monday through Friday.
30 hours.
Yeah. Boom, gone there now every day. Didn't hear from Lincoln again, ghost again. And then I think Keith, I was at, where was I playing? Brentwood Town, I was playing at. I weren't enjoying the football with the manager. Gaffer was alright. Yeah, bleep. And then the assistant manager was like, oh no, one man, he wants to get you on board. At the time, I didn't know nothing about Continental Stars or nothing like that. But I knew Bear Man from the ends. So I've gone there. J-Man's there. KRD's there. Natty Howell's there.
Yeah, Natty. Oh, God.
Shout out to
Put them up, Natty.
Big up Natty.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, raw. What the man to make this? Yo, this is me. This like, you know what I'm saying? This is a bit of me. And then TT's Lincoln's there, and I was like, raw. Lincoln? I was like, yo, it's me, it's Brian from you got me my badges. Like, yeah, man, respect, and I was like, yo,
Lincoln,
this is a calling.
Did you remember him?
Not up first. Not up first.
But like me.
No, but what happened, after we was reintroduced, I started to follow him. Then you say, find out about, he's going abroad, doing a bit of coaching and everything else. I don't think he was that hot on the pitch, but off the pitch, he had lyrics to burn.
Man was a tornado.
Lyrics to burn.
Man was a tornado. Best step overs.
Yeah.
No end product.
Zero, bro.
Yeah.
Zero. I thought I was fast until I met KRD.
Yeah. Even though KRD wasn't our fastest player, because we've had
You ain't kind of like that, shot.
Yeah, no, he wasn't our fastest, but he had a leap in him because he used to play basketball. Him could jump, and when he first come to the club, we had him. I think GJ was the manager at the time. We had him playing centre back, and then I think they pushed him up front, and he played with Aaron, and he played with Little Maney.
Yeah.
And Maney Hilton, and it's just they couldn't be stopped.
Yeah.
Couldn't be stopped.
I tried to tell these at the time, KRD was going through a green patch. Like everything he touched was touching net.
Yeah.
Like he'll have a poor first touch, but the second touch, bam,
Back of the net.
Yeah.
back of the net. And I'd be like, yo, I cannot believe everything he touches. And I just said, you know what? He's on fire, man. He's on fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome. That was a long intro.
Well, just your story.
Yeah.
Time.
So for those who don't know, and if you don't know who Lincoln is, I'll be quite surprised.
You know, I didn't know.
You are.
You know what it was?
This is
Because I
an
play for Phoenix, so
Phoenix,
I never saw the other side. Like,
No, but where did Phoenix come from? Because Lloyd was our centre forward back in the days,
Oh,
Lloyd
see.
Morrison. So Lloyd and Wayne used to come watch the way we do things, and they form Phoenix.
It's my
They used
teeth
to-
idea and
Yeah.
go fight.
Phoenix was pirate to us, but they've developed and gone clear. They gone past left wheel long time,
Yeah.
because the multitude of young players they've got through the system got signed up. So you can't knock them for that. But Lloyd, Scott, and Wayne, they created a journey for a lot
That's
of
so
youths
funny.
out there.
Them names ring bells, fam. Them names ring bells, to be fair.
Well,
But
even last night, Scott phoned me because him youth is it Bradford or Middlesbrough? So because our under 16s, our country's doing well, he's offered to come and do presentation, give out shirts. He's got some shirts from the club he's at. And I ain't seen this youth since he was a young boy. And out of the blue, we get a load of offers like that.
But to be fair, that's a testament to the impact you had on him for him to still want to come back and give
Well,
back.
it was more I had a relationship with his father rather than him, but his father's the one who's driving about giving something back. Same as Maney, from Maney was 2 years old, know him, and Maney is a person who always gives something back to the community and the club. When we had 15 teams, Maney kitted out all 15 teams at Conti in Brentford kit, and all 30 coaches and managers. He gave them all manager's coat, and all this was from his own pockets and that. So, again, you big him up. 2 weeks ago, we had a new youth who just come over from Senegal, can't even speak no English and that, have no boots. Tell him, Maney, within 24 hours, the youths had the top of the range boots, everything. So, you see, there's a lot of guys them out there who remember where they come from, and there's some of the youths them who are less fortunate and never have nothing. They will try and put something back in.
Yeah.
Even down to Chief himself, he don't realise it, but when he was farming us with them clubs them down south,
It's too straight, fam.
They give me no blind.
His dad turned up one day with a big bag of kits and everything else, and even now when we was training last Saturday, I think 3 or 4 lads, Keith John's boy and that, they was all wearing the kit what your dad had drop off. So fair play to you. They don't know where it come from, and they'll wear it and wear it and wear it because it's name brand or whoever used to own it.
Can't lie though, there's a couple kits that weren't meant to go though.
The bag, hey boss, the bag was
Only a couple.
That's why you can't get no size shirts no more, fam. Y'all spit for a shirt. It's like, yo, big man, you got it.
Blame my dad, nothing.
Yeah, man.
Man's wearing it in dance.
But his dad came to all the country's games years ago. His dad used to come home or away, never used to miss a game. And, he used to see some of the youths, them who was just basically, what they got wasn't good enough. And he just says, I'll speak to Christian, Chief. I don't like that name, Chief, you see. I remember when the first game we was at Blues, and I think it was something from the African wilderness he was named from. Some barefoot man, who never had nothing. And now look at him now, in him size 11.
It was Hopcroft.
Yeah. Nice man. Nice man. Yeah,
We got
good guy.
Howcroft.
Yeah.
Lovely
Yeah.
bloke.
Yeah.
So let's rewind it a bit. I never knew how, or tell us or the people how Conti started, because everybody and anybody who's had a name, bar you caught, has been through Conti.
I went to the B team.
So how did Continental Stars become what it is today?
In 1975,
Jeez.
there was a
All the
group
way
of guys who basically, there was all ballers, and most of them come from the inner city of Handsworth, Aston, Lozells and that. And they wanted to play football as a team. So my understanding is they used to play at Burberry Park.
Bro, can't play there now.
Yeah.
You couldn't play there back then either.
And they wanted to get in a league, and the only league what will accept them as a black team was the Kings Norton League. So that was 73, but in 75 they got in the league, and they went first 5 years undefeated.
Jeez.
So they left that, went in the Birmingham Works League, started to win all the divisions, and I think it was 87, 86, 87, I started to play ball with them because my brother brought me there. I used to go to all the football matches, the Villa and all that, got in a bit of bother. So I thought, left that behind, started to play, and then within a year, the manager had left. I was doing the secretary work by default, become manager, and since 86, I've been the person there.
Jeez.
But, Conti itself, this year they're celebrating 46 years. Longest running black-led football team in the country at the moment.
That's a round of applause.
Yeah.
Big.
And, all we try to do is create pathways. But Conti's more than a football team now because we adopted Barcelona slogan, more than a football club.
Yeah.
So we've got cricket, we've got table tennis, which is the first table tennis club since Desmond Douglas used to play, that we've got a women's team, we've got a men's team, we've got a youth team, table tennis, we've got, as I said, cricket we're playing, we have after school club and everything, because what we try to do is, all these inequalities and barriers, what is out there against us as black people, we try to break down those barriers. And how we achieve that is we make sure people like myself, Bob Hazel, who's been on the board.
You got
for
Bob
19
Hazel, England
Bob,
international.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, he was the first black man or first player to represent England at every level, from under 14s up to B international. And when he should have made his full international, got in a bit above. I don't know if you guys will be too young, but I think they was playing in the FA Cup quarter-final. And Graham Ricks, who was Arsenal superstar at the time, unfortunately made a comment about the complexion of Bob's skin. So in front of the clock end, which was Arsenal's made, and Bob give him a right upper hook. and you could Google it and you see what Bob's doing. But they got to the semi-final against Albion, I think it was. He was playing for QPR because he reached the FA Cup final playing for QPR, and Bob's still a legend for most of us. His nephew Ruben, the same. You can't thank the man enough, because the amount of doors he has opened to help the youths itself.
He's still a figure now in Conti, right?
Well, he's my biggest challenge, more than the system out there, because Bob's got his opinion and nobody's going to change his opinion no matter what.
Yeah.
But I go to the Black Awards every year, and you get Andy Cole, you get York, all them there. And wherever Bob is, you'll see a glamour of ex-players going up to him and calling him Uncle Bob. That's the respect he have. They'll be hugging him up, greeting him. And some of them, Bob only knew them from when they first started to play. Yeah. So even the PFA, have been to the awards there with Bob. And wherever he's sitting, you'll have the chairman, Gordon, Taylor, all them. All they want to do is have photographs with Bob Hazel. Yeah. So again, we talk about the Cyril Regis, we talk about the Brendan Batson, we talk about Laurie Cunningham, but Bob was going through what they went through before them. Yeah. And, he's there to still install to everyone that those barriers can be broken down. Yeah, definitely. Don't ever give up on
Facts.
it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Right. So you are on the Black FA board?
Well,
if I remember correct.
Now, what I'm on the Birmingham County FA Council, where they run all football in the Midlands. Even the professional clubs is under them. But what it is, they've got like 52 council members. I'm the only person of colour on that board. They've got people who's been on that board between 40 and 51 years. Yeah. So things ain't going to change as long as they're on it.
Do you think that needs to change, though?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. I walk in a room and you always look to somebody who you could identify from your characteristics. And I've never been in that room where I've seen one woman and the rest is old men in old grey suits. And
how do you change that? Because I feel like we can identify the problem, but we never really know how to kind of rectify it with the solution.
We don't put ourselves forward.
Okay.
I put myself forward for anything what can change the way things happen. If I can get on a board, if I can get on a steering group, I will get on it because it will change the mindset of the young people. It will open the doors for the young people. I sit on the county FA. I sit on race equality. I sit with the chief constable. I sit with youth violence. I'm the St. Kitts and Nevis represented. 16 players who I've put forward has made their international debut. 10 of them from Conte, and so on. And it's not about personal gain.
No.
It's about being able to create a platform for people of colour.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. Now, in the light of the whole Black Lives Matter situations that's been going on with football, with taking the knee and whatnot, I'm assuming those conversations have had to be had in those rooms.
Yeah.
What's that like? Obviously, I'm assuming they look to you because as other colours cannot relate to us.
No.
And the pressures and experiences we go through. So I'm assuming they would come to you to be the voice for us.
Quite a few times you'll sit there, see in a document, we've spoken to Lincoln Moses, or we've spoken to whoever may be. A lot of the times it's just lip service. They cannot justify that there'll be a change. Even now, one of our coaches made a complaint about some racism only a couple of weeks ago on the 14s game. And what happened to him? Making the complaint, he ended up being fined, banned, and points taken off his team because he raised a topic that they sweep it under the carpet. They don't do what they should do. But when you challenge them, they will be the first one to say, yes, we're looking at it. We're going to do everything else. And I think we need to, because we work in silo rather than working together, that's what creates the issue. If we all come together, we become a powerful force.
Yeah.
You look at other ethnicity, they don't all get on, but what they'll do is that whenever there's a crisis, they'll all come together and they make themselves a bit stronger. We don't do it often enough at all.
That's
You can't add to that. I'll be honest. I mean, if from your experience though, how can we get that started? Because I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying in regards to joining forces and actually speaking from one voice. But then you've probably come up against that challenge, because I'm sure you probably tried to initiate something of that ilk. So then what's the challenges that you face with that? Because I feel like now we're in a generation where obviously you've got Christian, myself and Braz who've like grown up underneath your kind of teaching and paving the way, but we need to kind of know how to start that. Do you know what I mean, from your experience? So what challenges have you faced, and could give us the advice of how to kind of tackle it now?
Well, spin that on the head. The best way to tackle anything what's going to create a barrier is to be part of it, to get inside. If there's a bubble, you get inside that bubble and you try to find out how
from the inside out.
Yeah, from the inside out, how it works, have an understanding. With us as a black race, the first thing we want to do is to be heard, but we want to be heard in the incorrect way. We raise our voice, we shout a lot. Some of the shouting is not resentment, it's just the way we are.
Frustration, innit? Yeah.
But we also like to be, if me and Christian's talking, I may be louder than Christian because I want to get my point of view over. That don't mean that we sometimes it's even just banter.
Yeah.
How many change rooms you gone into, especially when there's a load of black players, and how loud it can be. So sometimes it's about changing not only your mindset, but those people who are the ones who are creating the barrier. It is difficult when you have people who's been there 20, 30, 40, 50 years, because you ain't going to change their mindset. But what you have to do, you have to oppose whatever they're saying. Black Lives Matters, and unfortunately the death of Floyd, what has happened, that's give us an escape route to be able to challenge some of the mentality of the oppressors out there. And until you can change their mindset, you will always be kept in you'll always be second-class citizen.
Okay.
I came to England in 1967. I'm BOAC, sharp pants, a grip. That's a suitcase to you. You probably don't know that. With a cup.
Nah, I knew it was.
I
Okay.
had the ting. You get me?
I had my name tag, I had sharp pants, I had a Marina t-shirt.
I know what it is.
And a grip. And me and my brother holding hands, we come off a big plane, come to England. Our parents tried to poison us by giving us sweet beans, baked beans, yeah, sweet beans and Irish potato and things like that. And what we had to do, we had to acclimatize.
Yeah.
And we went to a junior school that basically everyone used to laugh at us because they couldn't understand the twang how we was talking. And I got in fights day in, day out because I didn't like them laughing at me. And I had to learn how to defend myself from an early age. Then I went to secondary school, and the first day I was there, got in a little mischief again. And then I find that a little bit of reputation come about. So you find out that you have to keep defending yourself against all the odds. Left that, joined the army, spent 12 months there. And the first week I'm in the army, the first time I ever heard the N-word, was when I was 17, joining the army. Never heard it before because I was used to the word of sambo, wag, and all them. That's what they used to call me. And then when I heard that, because I was quite good at sports, the sergeant then decided, oh, he's different to the rest. Even though there's only 2 black guys in at the time. He's different, yeah.
The poor other one.
He was different from the rest. Why? Because he's good at sport.
Yeah.
And they've got this vision that black people, they can be sporting. They don't look at them to say who invented the light bulb, who done this, who done that. We don't get no acclaim.
It's music or sports, isn't it?
Yeah, music, sports.
No intelligence.
At all. But we have to understand that we are kept back for a particular reason.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But changing things around, as I says, unless you're inside to be able or get your foot through the door, once you get your foot through the door, then you have to be a door opener to let the next person in and the next person in and the next person in, and then you'll start to see change. But if you're on the outside and you're just running up your gums, you ain't going to see nothing. Nothing's going to change. We'll remain in the position they want to keep us.
Yeah. Now, with all the footballers taking the knee and voicing their opinions, we see every day in the media where they attack, Raheem Sterling, he's got a gun tattoo, and the government not helping Rashford, which I don't understand is obviously not helping him fund the kids, but then giving him an award. Or they gave him the award, but didn't help him. One of them came first, which
So
I'm just like,
counterproductive movement.
yeah,
man.
it's just,
It's like Lincoln said, it's just lip service.
yeah. But I'm saying in those rooms now, are they having more conversations about what's going on? And do you see the change in those rooms?
There's going to be a change, and it won't filter down to our level for quite a while. Hopefully, as long as we continue with the movement, it will filter down. In terms of taking the knee, if it's something what can't be sustained, what's the purpose? I want to taking the knee. If you don't take the knee, you may have to take the rope again, like back in the days. But we have to do things what's sustainable to be able to change the mindset of the governors, them who's out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people would like to keep us in the plantation.
Yeah.
But some of us, it's come out the plantation. We're at the big White House now. And our mindsets, especially the next youths them coming through,
Right.
there's 33% of professional footballers are black. That's a statement in itself. But what we don't do, we don't get together
Unite.
as a mass to try to make sure we've got the numbers game. How can we change that? It's not 33% Caribbean youths or African youths. It's black youths. And let's look at ourselves as one. There is far, far too much segregation, and there's fear as well. A lot of footballers who's had a lot of racial taunting and other stuff, them are frightened to even bring it to the attention of the authorities because of the backlash what they would have, even down to managers. I remember when Christian had a problem and a certain person from Kick It Out knew I knew Christian. They didn't phone Christian. They contacted me to have a word with Christian. And you ask yourself, why are they doing it in that manner? Why not go directly to Christian and give him the support? Because at the time, how many support did you have when that was going on?
Forestieri incident.
Yeah.
Do you think that they just don't know how to handle it? like they don't know, they haven't been taught because they've never had to really
They
address
haven't
it.
got we have to educate them how to be able to.
But is it our
approach
job
this.
to educate them though? Because realistically, when it
shouldn't
comes
be,
to
but it's gonna have to be because no one else is gonna do
Yeah.
the job.
okay.
There's not who out there is going to do it. As a teacher, my kids could go to school and a teacher could teach him about hickory dickory dock and all them kind of foolishness. Then.
Yeah.
And then when my kids them come home,
Yeah.
I will teach them differently to what they're being taught at school. What's right and what's wrong. The right thing is what you truly believe. And if you believe that you've had some form of racism or some form of inequality linked to you, then it's up to you to challenge it. You might not get the result you want, but the next person coming through may be able to work on that and use that as a way to be able to get the changes.
Yeah.
And we need to see more public figures from a minority background in these positions. You look, as I said to you, sitting on the FA Council for how long, they probably kick me off after today, but sitting on that, there's
Right,
56 people in the room.
Or replace them anyway.
Yeah, and I'm the only person of colour. Why is that? And people go, oh yeah, but you always push up yourself to be on them. Yes, I am pushing up myself because I feel I can make a difference. And, you know, we talk about Rashford, and I must highlight that he's a Kittian, by the way, or his family's a Kittian. Not that I'm boasting about.
There's no bias.
No, not at all.
Big boy.
You know, Mickey Richards, I wouldn't tell you, but he is another Kittian, and there's countless ones them out there, but they all decide to wear the Three Lions. That's entirely up to them. Imagine if they had decided to play for St. Kitts and Nevis, what a force we'd be.
Yeah.
I went to watch St. Kitts play their very first European friendly against Andorra. They won that game and it made St. Kitts and Nevis the first Caribbean team to win a European friendly. Just want to put that out there for those of you who's not aware. Yeah.
Oh, there's no St. Kitts question in the quiz. You know?
I'll have to change it still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like when you said something that's maintainable,
Yeah, the knee's not.
the knee, it's not. But at the same time, I feel like it with the upcoming youth, it forces them to have the conversation with
Yeah.
their parents because they'll see and be like, "Mom, Dad, what's that? Why are they kneeling?" Now the mom and dad have to have that conversation.
They don't though, because the thing is, it depends on the answer they give. Because if you give a perspective of like, they're just doing it because
Yeah, but they could ask. I mean, remember, a lot of kids learn from outer road. What you learn at home is one thing, but your company that you keep in, your environment that you're in, it's gonna be a conversation. So even though little Timmy is at home, mom might tell him something else, but when he goes check Brad, Brad's dad's told him the real.
Yeah.
But then, okay, but is that sustainable though? And my thing is this: when does it end, and when does it stop being a thing? Because obviously the season's almost done. Are they gonna still be kneeling next season?
So some players will.
But then that's what I'm saying. There's no united message going out that's sustainable, as you're saying. But
Well, again, you got some people that feel away for kneeling as well. Like Zaha's come out, I ain't kneeling no more.
Because it's basically like Lincoln said, it's lip service. It's just a show. So he don't want to be a clown no more. He don't want to be a puppet. So I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Fair play.
Let me stand up instead.
But then, okay, so questioning then what is the solution? Because you'd have people that said, well, we kneeled, you didn't like it, now you're standing up and it's complaining about kneeling. So
no matter what you do, they're not gonna like it.
I know, but then we need to have a solution. That's what I'm saying. My thing
That's
is to
what I'm saying,
have a suggestion or have
But
something to implement that will make a.
Do you feel like we have enough leaders to, like, obviously we don't have a Malcolm X or a Dr. King or
in football?
even then, like who in football do you look up to?
Sterling's probably the only one.
Yeah, but
Maybe Rashford.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's what I'm saying though. But they're young black.
they're
professionals
just making their own path and then just doing what they feel is right. But I'm assuming they probably have like their friends and counsel around them to like kind of give them advice on what to do. But at the same time, I feel like we do need like the older generation, like Lincoln, your generation, to then step up. I mean, we've been fighting it for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So who better to do it? You know what I mean? To step up and
The next generation's
That's what
the
I'm saying.
best
But the
one.
problem
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
though, like Lincoln's been fighting this battle for how long?
This is what I'm saying.
By himself. So if you say a man, if I see you fighting for the next 10 years and I'm still sitting here doing nothing, then you should be looking at me sideways.
So basically, Rashford and Sterling need to have a conversation.
They're probably having conversations.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't.
They're a force of two.
I know, but
so I'm saying, like Lincoln said, when you're doing it by yourself, you're not gonna get nowhere. When you come together, unite as one, then you might get some action. But at the moment, it's like drips and drabs.
Yeah.
A few here, a few there, at different times. So you're not gonna get the required result. You're just gonna keep going around in that same circle.
That same circle, and then we were spinning on ice. All right. Well, let's talk about the stars that have gone through Conti. You must have seen some talented players come through them doors.
Yeah.
Could you talk us through some of the?
You're trying to get on a list, innit?
Listen, I'm just happy I came through the door.
Braz is the vibes, man.
I was a DJ, fam.
That's how it started.
Yeah. Talk us through some, because I could name some players of the group of players that I was with.
Yeah.
But obviously I wasn't at Conti. Like, have you been at Conti? So I would like to get your list of a few players.
Who's the top five? In no particular order. I don't want to put that pressure on you.
Well, there won't be no pressure because I don't have a top five. Because I try to look at everyone as the same. People may say, "Oh, I have my favorites." I didn't look at them as favorites. I look at them as people who is winners, people who can make a change.
You can see he's been in them hierarchies.
Yeah.
Political answer.
Yeah. The reason why.
That's how you burn no bridges.
He's been in there for a minute. He knows how to answer.
Okay, probably the best player I think I've ever worked with was my son.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you ain't coming over for Sunday dinner if you ain't staying around there.
The truth of the matter is, when I look at him from the 11 years old up to like he was 16, 16 make his international debut, scored a winning goal to take St. Kitts and Nevis to the Under-20s World Cup final, playing in Mexico, about DeSantis and everyone else.
Yeah.
Now, Aaron was playing for St. Kitts and Nevis. I think Chief was playing for England then. Yeah. And I remember
Sell
there was...
out.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna call it what you want to do.
I think there was...
Tell you what Lincoln's thinking, innit? Tell you Lincoln's thinking. You know how long Lincoln's side was like, yeah, playing for England.
3 lions on your shirt.
I think there was him and there was Sean. Sean, he at Blues? He played for England until...
Sean who?
Johnny.
Luca.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then he
Last
went
guest.
to
I think he's Sean.
Nigeria or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying these because all of them was in the same team as youngsters.
Yeah.
But what
He was coached
stopped
by
them?
Richard Stevens.
Yeah, who's now at West Bromwich Albion for whatever it's worth. And I hope I don't. And Richard, good lad.
Born Richard Stevens.
Is that the one that you want to on-site?
Yeah.
Born him.
Yeah. You know what's the big difference?
Funny, you know.
What's the big difference? Richard Stevens gone there, take over one of the most successful academies there is.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Dry
you
up.
go there
Yeah.
and you thought, was all the black youths then?
Yeah.
I used to go there and every age group, it was covered in them. Look where they're situated in the heart of the inner city. And I don't know if it's his decision or management decision.
It's his decision.
Yeah. Well, whatever it may be.
Oh, Nana.
I got my broad rush.
Yeah.
Fair play. No. Yeah. So Aaron's quality.
Aaron,
I don't think anyone's gonna argue that point.
Aaron's quality, but with Aaron, it wasn't just about his ability.
Right.
Aaron was offered a pro contract when he was 13 and it was kept in the drawer until he was 17. So from the age of 13 to 17, imagine a young lad being told, well, you're going to get a pro contract anyway, even though it's not legally binding. He knew he was going to be a pro. And he could have gone down the wrong road because a lot of players who would have done, this contract where being put in the drawer. But he took it in his stride, and he's that kind of person. And I use him because rather than call out anybody else, I I could call out my son because I saw what he went through. There was pressure put on him. He was expected to be the next big thing. He went to St. Kitts. He come off a plane. They're carrying him on their shoulders because he scored a goal. Prime Minister offering him a yard and house and everything else. And the boy ain't even left school yet. All this. And he took it well. I highlight that because a lot of our youngsters, their parents get offered silly money. And they think they've reached, and some of them ain't even 14, 15. What they'll do is if they think you're going to be a little gem, they'll be looking after their parents, move you to some select.
Pay off your yard.
Pay for your yard, give your car, even though you can't drive, give your car and everything else like that. And they create the monsters.
Dude. I talked to your dad, fam.
That's what I'm saying. Dad. Was that good?
They create the monsters in the people, in the youngsters. And then as soon as they have, whether it's a bad season or a few bad games,
tear them down, build them up to tear them down.
They didn't, reach up to the level, and they just think, well, it's a conveyor belt. 1 in 99 is going to make it. We'll just bring the next one through, and that's what's happened all the time. There's a club not far from we, just down the road. They're going to build themselves a new village, the Villa Village. And when that happens, they're going to just take over the whole of the Midlands.
The inner city youth, innit?
So you're not for that one then?
It's not that I'm for it. It's as long as it's equal opportunity for everyone out there. And it's not about... without sounding like I'm racist and anything like that, but the youths, give them an equal chance, not a chance to say because you could run fast or you're 6 foot or you're reaching that and you're an athlete. Sometimes it's about ability, and that's 60% what's coming out of their brain. Because if you're not, was it Wenger who says that football is 60% mental. So make sure that you help that to go at the same level as your ability. And the biggest thing what we have is that we need people to be able to surround our youths and support the youths in the right way, rather than prostitute our youths. Too many of the youngsters are being prostituted. Yes, we want to see a change, but not to have a change, as in money-wise. Let's see a definite change in the way the youths are handled.
16-year-old and offering them 20 bags a week.
Starting. I mean, we could even talk even 10 and 11-year-olds. Silly money's just being thrown at them, and they just write it off.
Do you think England should adopt, or the FA should adopt, like an American, where it's like you get a scholarship, and if your grades are good, you're still able to play?
So like a basketball kind of.
Yeah. Like that's how it is out there across all sports. So
is it?
If you're failing math, science, and English, brother, listen, you ain't playing. Fam. You ain't getting a big contract.
I think that would be a great idea because it will motivate them.
Plus, after sport, they have something to fall back on, and they can go into like other careers.
I think that's what
not just
trying to touch on
football.
With the whole Villa opportunities that they get, the education to back the.
Over here, football, they're trying to do like the college thing, but you don't actually get to pick what college course you go on. I remember me and Ez both wanting to do business. And it's like, nah, you're doing sports diploma or whatever it is.
NVQ level 2, and then the guy just copy and pasted it for you anyway.
I was on loan for the second year. I didn't even do any of the work, but I still passed.
What they have done though, just like what you just says, is that they take the youths them from 11 or 12 out of school, and the football clubs then have your ownership. So you have to go to their school for 3 days a week, which is supposed to be similar. And then there's a benchmark which you're supposed to reach. But as long as you're performing on the pitch, they turn the blind eye to that.
Yeah.
So again, academically, a lot of our youngsters have become dunce because they're not really taking them forward as they should.
And that's how they get swindled with these agents.
But is that the parents' responsibility though? Because you hear often time, I think it was Mignolet at Liverpool, when he negotiated his contract, negotiated that his son had to go to a good facilities for education. So is it a case where the parent needs to kind of put their foot down to say, if you want my son and you really want him to do this, then he needs that education to back him?
But the parents only know what they know. If you're talking about Mignolet or anyone else, they're probably a bit more advanced knowing the system. if the parents them a lot of the times only know what the clubs tell them and the piece of paper. It's just like if they release your son, what will happen? They'll go, oh, he didn't reach this level, or he didn't do this, and it's a generic letter they send out to everyone. They don't really care.
Remember, clubs are business, you know.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying the parents need to be. Do you think the parents then need to be
also,
educated?
you gotta remember though, a lot of clubs would just say, "Nah, we won't take him then," and then you got to tell your son, "You're not getting signed because I want you to go to school."
Yeah.
I know, but why? I know what you're saying, but I'm just thinking,
That's a hard
like,
conversation to have.
it is. But if you're willing to throw 20 bags at me and cars and all that, then surely you'll be able to negotiate that into it as well. So that's why I think
that's like cream of the crop. Like that's not everybody.
Yeah.
I know, but even
That's
the cream of the crop ones,
signed. Trust me, I know.
you in the negotiating no school.
I didn't get that negotiation.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes it can be a bit cruel as well. Imagine being there from 8 years old all the way to
6 now.
Yeah, from 6 all the way up to 18.
Yeah.
And then sorry, thank you for your services.
Yeah.
Some youths break down. You're not mentally prepared. You fall out of love with the sport of football. You just start doing next stuff.
There's quite a few young boys who had been in the system, ended up at Conte, got signed up at professional clubs, got released, and then they fall into the criminal justice system. Why? Because they followed what their peers do, because they didn't know. It's not they didn't know no better, but the options wasn't there. Academically, they wasn't up to the level, and it's just what you were just saying, Courtney, because they wasn't taught how to be able to survive themselves. I bet you Christian will tell you that he didn't even, beside carrying his passport, he didn't even have to pack a grip. He didn't have to do anything of his going on tour. Everything was done for him. Every single thing. So what it is, from a young age, imagine, say at 15, he's making international debut, he's going abroad, he's going to countries that we never even heard of, never ever seen. Then all of a sudden, he's come back, may have a few bad games or may have a bad season, get released, and then throw it out in the big bad world, forgetting that he didn't have the educational support behind him or anyone else, and didn't have, his parents will think, well, what turned it bad? What turned it bad is the system, because it prostitutes all the young kids. Them, yes, there's one or two of the elite who will go on and make it. There'll be. I'm a man who think I know a lot about football in the inside out, but even when ASD get released, he got released because they brought in a new head coach who was told that anyone who goes from academy to the first team, there was a big bong, Wesley. So Wesley was going to get a big bong, but Aaron already had a contract. So that means he wasn't going to get nothing, even if Aaron make first team. And you could say, but the coaches then won't be looking at that. They'll be thinking another one got through and whatever. He wouldn't take the plaudits for that. And even him, Aaron might not agree with me, or others might not agree with me. But the system is there. It's corrupt. It's money orientated, and they don't. If they was to look after the youths them the right way, we wouldn't have so many young boys who was at academies ended up in the criminal justice system. And I'd love for someone to go out and then give us the data of about how many per club is ended up there. But no one will ever do that because they don't want their club to be spotted up. Yeah. Not at all.
You tear them down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So it's that time of the show. Lincoln, we like to quiz our guests on their general football knowledge. Obviously, you've told me you support Leeds, so half of the questions, you get 10 questions. You need to answer in 3 minutes is your time. Half of the questions are based around Leeds. The other half are just general football knowledge. The highest score at the minute is 6.
Oh, dear.
Sometimes the pressure hits.
I'm seeing if I could pick up Googling.
You get a point per question you get correct. You can pass a question and come back to it later if you still have time. And your first answer is your final answer. So
okay.
Don't just throw random stuff out there. Just FYI. Right. Are you caught? You got the time?
Yep.
PSC, you got the points. Are we ready? All right. Question 1. What is the highest position Leeds have ever finished in the Premier League?
6.
Incorrect. It's third.
Okay.
I think they got Champions League the next season. Yeah. What season did Leeds last play? Hold on. Sorry. Question 2. What season did Leeds last play European football?
2006.
Incorrect. 2000-2001 season.
Okay.
Question 3. Name me 3 previous managers that have managed Leeds before Bielsa.
Don Revie, Eddie Gray,
Yep.
and what's his name? The man from Del Monte. No, the Arsenal centre back. I can't remember his name.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell Lincoln the answer.
Yeah.
Question 4. Who holds the record for Leeds for the most goals in a single season?
Alan Clark.
Mark Viduka. Surprisingly 22 in a season.
Wow.
Question 5. Name me 5 players from the 2000-2001 Champions League squad.
2000. Viduka.
Yep.
1. Left wing. Q.
Yep.
2. Viduka, Q. Oh, God.
I don't think he played.
He didn't probably get Carlo. No, pass.
Okay.
Good luck to them.
Question 6. Name me 5 British players currently playing in the Bundesliga.
Bellingham,
Yep.
Sancho,
Yep.
no, gone.
Pass.
Pass.
Okay. Question 7. Name me 5 Caribbean players to have played in the Premier League. So of past and now present.
Okay. Romain Sawyers.
Yep.
Dwight York.
Yep.
Heslock.
Yep.
Heslock. How much is that, true?
That's 3. 2 more.
Caribbean wine name. John Barnes.
Yep.
4. One more. I'll come back to that.
Okay. Question 9. Name me 3 Scottish managers that have managed in the Premier League.
Ferguson.
Yep.
Coventry. Strachan.
Yep. Gordon Strachan.
2.
1 more.
And
Liverpool legend. Everton legend.
nah.
Ex-Blues manager. After Steve Bruce.
No.
All right. Question 10. Question 10.
Time done.
Oh. So you had McLeish.
Oh, McLeish.
Yeah. Dalglish as well. Graham Souness. Who else? You know, David Moyes.
Moyes weren't Scottish.
Yeah, Moyes is Scottish.
Where's he from?
With the accent.
Moise is Scottish.
I was gonna say, John Barnes. Does that count?
Of course. He was born in Jamaica.
Big man,
That wasn't the question though.
I was gonna say.
them why we lying for their chest.
Yeah.
How many did you get?
5.
Listen, you cannot put
0.5.
Lincoln at the bottom of the
5.
Let's go through the questions.
Nearly got one.
So, what was the highest position Leeds have ever finished? That was 3rd.
But they did win the whole first division, I would say.
Yeah.
And they won the FA Cup in 1973.
You get no bonus points for that.
Okay.
You said 6th. What season did Leeds last play European football? 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Same squad as Mark Viduka and them, man. 3 previous managers was, I think you said, what's his
O'Leary
name?
was the one you was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
David
O'Leary.
O'Leary.
Oh yeah, David O'Leary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who holds Mark Viduka? You had Harry Kewell, you had Mark Viduka, Alan Smith, Robbie Keane, Hasselbank, Ian Hart, yeah, Rio Ferdinand,
Woodgate.
Yep.
Boya.
Yep. Who else is in that squad? That was good.
But you know, if you had asked me any Leeds, I could tell you the Leeds FA Cup final team 1970. You know, does that count?
Yeah, trying to get bonus way.
1970, I could tell you that. I could tell you about Terry Yoroff as well, playing more games for Wales than he did for Leeds when he became captain.
Tony, your boy played for Leeds, didn't it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Wait.
And he won 2 goal of the season.
Did we get to question 10?
Yeah.
Nah, you got one.
What was the last one?
Yeah.
The last one was how many clubs has Jose Mourinho managed now, including Roma?
5.
9.
5? He's got like 5 in the Prem.
Okay.
He's 9. He's been at Benfica,
I didn't know that.
Porto.
Una
And
Deliri,
Didn't know that.
Porto, Chelsea, Inter, Real Madrid, Man United, Spurs, and now Roma. So he's been all over.
He's a busy
Wasn't he at Barcelona?
Assistant.
Okay.
Yeah. Name me 5 British players playing in the Bundesliga. You had Sancho, Bellingham, Sessegnon, Reece Oxford, Jamal Musiala.
Demar Gray.
He's not there anymore.
Since when?
Where's Demari playing now?
In Leverkusen?
Nah, he's at somewhere else. He's in Syria or one of them. He's
He
moving
left
now.
his boots down the hub, you know. He donated it to
Yeah.
Yeah, he came
He's
down
always
the
in
hub.
He's always in Brum though. See him
Yeah.
all about all the
Yeah.
time.
Because of his
Most of the
uncle.
time.
Yeah.
Right. So, Chief, what did he get? Was it 1, 2?
1, 2.
No, you got 2. No, you got 1.
So chess, man.
He nearly got a couple.
Yeah, but
Fair
the
play.
He got
Christians,
close on a couple, then passed.
the
Yeah.
Christiansen was biased though, weren't they?
Yeah, I think Braz made it extra hard this week for some reason.
Yeah.
just don't put him on the leaderboard. In the
Yeah.
If
Big
you
up,
had
big
asked me questions from Leeds from when I supported them, because I stopped following Leeds when Boyer and Woodgate attacked that youth in Leeds City Centre over racist issues.
Yeah.
And since then, I couldn't even tell you more than 3 Leeds players now.
No. Okay.
But prior to that, if you had asked me questions before that, I bet you could answer most of them.
Yeah.
Like the
Fair play.
1970 World team, I do know the full team from then.
Go on then. Give it a crack.
Okay, Gary Sprake in goal, Paul Rainey right back. Left back was Frank Gray, sometimes Eddie Gray, left wing. Centre back was Jack Charlton and Norman Hunter. In midfield, Johnny Giles, best crosser of the ball you'll ever see. Billy Bremner, Peter Latimer, who R.I.P. just passed away. You had up front was Jones and Clark. And left wing was Eddie Gray. And then you had Paul Madeley, Mr. Versatile, as well.
Jeez. Fair play, man.
That's right, though.
Yeah.
I'll have to put it up on the screen.
Guaranteed that was that, because those was the days when I truly followed Leeds.
Yeah.
I could even tell you when Revy left. When people go on about Allardyce and what he did, Revy done it long time before him. You know, take the bags and then just done one. Leeds was the most successful team at the time, next to Shankly's Reds. Never liked them. Can't take Liverpool. Can't take them. Yeah.
All right. It's that time of the show. Fraud Watch.
All them a fraud, all them a fraud.
Welcome to Fraud Watch, where players, managers, or anyone involved in football have bamboozled the world into thinking that they are better than they actually are. Fraud Watch.
Right. So, for those who don't know, Fraud Watch is any players or managers that have bamboozled the world into thinking that they are better than they actually are. So, someone who is stealing a living, basically.
You want to go first?
Yep,
Yeah.
Chief.
Richard Stevens. Fraud. Fraud.
Yeah.
Why is he a fraud?
I plead the fifth.
Why is he a
No,
fraud?
you don't.
I plead the fifth.
Because
I
the
plead
only
the-
academy manager
Yeah.
that doesn't promote youth players, like he doesn't like youth players.
So, what does he do?
So he gets. I don't even know what he does because he doesn't coach.
Yeah.
I don't remember him taking a session. He didn't coach, did he? No, he didn't coach. He was just there, and then when it comes time to make the decisions on players, he'd be like, nah, not for me. And then them players go elsewhere and
do bits.
do bits.
Fair. Wow.
He did release a young player who I know, 14, played up a year for 12 months at West Brom. Richard came in, released him last week, saying, the potential or whatever went there. Yet the players played up for 12 months because he was that good. And then all of a sudden now, a bag full of clubs are phoning up the parent, won't sign the youth. And there's too many of that what goes on where people's judgment is based on somebody who's...
Football's a game of opinions, they say. Sometimes the person that's in the highest position...
Your opinion is invalid. Fraud.
Yeah.
If I speak,
Speak, brother. Say it with chest. I've heard it enough times. Let the people them know.
I'll plead the fifth.
Courts, you got anyone for Fraud Watch?
He wants Richard on there too.
Why would you plead the fifth?
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm saving it. I'm saving it for my interview, innit?
No. We can expand
You
on
want
the
an interview?
interview.
Huh?
You want to interview?
Yeah. No, I'm joking. No, it's not plead the fifth. Do you know what it is? Yeah. I ain't got time. There's too
We
much.
got time.
Did he boss you?
What's me?
Yeah.
Fam.
He did the opposite.
Yeah, it was long. Like, he weren't even my coach, bro. Like, he was at Cov, but when it came time for my decision, obviously, the academy manager was there, Lee Carsey was there, but for some reason, he was in the room. Obviously, he never liked me, but we've never spoken. He's never given me... It's not like he tried to give me any help and I rejected it kind of thing, but...
Did you try and make someone or something?
Nah, bro, listen, like, I tried to do the best I could, but in them situations when you're not getting the real kind of help, and obviously when they got their favorites, or when they've got people that they already want to push the narrative of, this is our success story. When you've come into that, it's like, nah, no matter how good you are, no matter what you do. So for a long period of time, I thought it was me. Like, I thought, what did I do wrong in this situation? But then obviously when you realize that it's a common thread that's happening across multiple different age groups and different academy places that he goes to, you kind of like, right, okay, it weren't me.
Yeah,
It was Richard.
He weren't me, but yeah, it's not. I don't like talking about that because people like that anger me because they kill so many young people's dreams before they even get going, and it's not from a place where there's actual cause. It's from a place where it's just I don't like you.
Yeah,
and that for me is the worst part. Is that when a player goes away thinking, what could I have done more when they've actually done enough?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
I feel like a lot of them man in them jobs though are far from qualified. Someone just knows them. They know a man basically. Here, come do this. It's easy.
The current recruitment manager at West Bromwich Albion, I used to be his manager. I won't say no more.
Well, looks like everyone packed up from West Brom to go Villa to sort out their academy because they was tutus. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you see the youth cup?
Yeah.
Say no more.
They done bits, innit? They're doing their job.
Yeah.
But it's to be expected, innit? So I feel like Albion a couple of years ago, one of the most successful putting out talent.
They were.
He said before Richard
they
went
were.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. When Hopcroft and that was there.
Yeah.
When Hopcroft and that was there. It was,
Born him too.
People could be critical of Hopcroft, but it was so unconventional. Where there used to be a bag full of scouts at your front door waiting to sign you. Hopcroft used to go around the back, jump over the fence, and was in there having a cup of tea. While you waiting to come in?
Different entry point.
He was renowned for it, and I'll big him up because he opened the doors for a lot of black youths to be able to get through.
Yeah.
So whether you agree with his style or not, I won't knock it because
The only issue I have with it is I don't think it came from a genuine place. That's my issue with it.
His best interest is the club.
Like, no, his interest is his pockets.
Oh, okay. Makes sense because I heard a story.
Yeah.
I would 100% Italy because I had a personal relationship with Happy. And I would say to you is that he looked at the youths as a commodity. And the commodity, it increased his standing.
Do you think that's a form of exploitation though? Because I know that...
Of course it is. I don't even need to think about that. But that's what happened with the youths. Most of them, they prostitute our youths. I keep saying that.
I know, but then on the one hand, we're saying he opened doors for opportunity, but on the other hand, he's
Yeah,
It's a fine line.
You weren't getting paid to do it. he wouldn't be doing it.
It's a fine line.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fine line.
And he took a big step over it.
Right. Well, that moves us on to the streets we'll never forget.
Wait, no one else got no fraud watch.
You're probably call all the time, fam.
I'll just co-sign what you said at it.
Say no, bro.
Yeah.
Bun my man in it.
I said Bun Dunny.
I'm gonna find a picture to send to you as well.
Yeah.
I bet somehow he finds this episode.
Good. I hope he does. I hope you're watching.
The streets will never forget. So players that we feel like were really good players, but just never made it to like the top.
Underrated.
Yeah,
legends.
underrated.
One
legends.
of mine was Nathaniel Howell. When he was at Birmingham City, I think he needed a lot more support than what he should have. He wasn't fully understood in the way he was, but
Quality.
he was. When he was on the pitch, he made things happening. And I used to drop him home sometimes from training and have the conversation. And I ain't chatting none of his personal details, but the youth had talent, and I don't think he was nurtured in the right way.
I still speak to him. I still speak to him now. He's doing his agent stuff, so
Yeah.
he's on the board, man. He told me a story when he played against Southampton and he tried to run Gareth Bale. For the first time. He didn't know Gareth Bale was
Save
Gareth
us
Bale.
to fail, man.
He said the gaffer pulled him up.
Yeah.
So he tried to knock it and run it. Like, nah, not Gareth Bale, big man. But yeah, all right. You got anyone for?
Yeah, someone messaged me and requested for Dimitri Payet.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
oh yeah,
That's a very good shout.
Yeah, yeah.
man.
Quality.
Next
Had a-
episode, he's in there. Don't worry.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my shout for this week.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You got anyone caught?
Not anyone would be that. Pie was he's a joke.
Yeah.
I can't really forget my man. Nah, that's I say mine.
No, I'm about to say it with chest, man.
Nah, I ain't got nobody.
I've got David Trezeguet. Streets will never forget my man. I think he was underrated, but Donny's a top
To be
striker
honest,
for Juventus.
I've had the opposite conversation. I think he's overrated.
Really? Nah, man. Top
Nostalgia got you.
striker.
That's what it is.
Nah, probably.
It is.
But isn't that what the streets are about?
No, but
Nah.
nah.
You have to have some sauce to back it and
they were
like-
still.
He had no sauce.
Nah, he was
Yeah,
a
but
saucy player.
He's been to some top clubs.
Juventus,
so was
him and Del
Morata?
Piero up top.
Yeah, but so was
Nah,
Morata.
but like he was like he's the original stats man. Like he had good stats, but when you actually watch him use the eye test, yeah.
Nah, man, he was quality, man.
Don't get me wrong, he was a good player.
him and Del Piero.
But the streets definitely forgot him.
Yeah, for good reason.
No way. I'm gonna be that. David Trezeguet. That's a
Like
pro.
when you got like man like Thierry and
Yeah,
Malcolm
well,
and that who had like that vibe.
yeah.
And then you put
Yeah.
Trezeguet in there. It's like
Nah, David Trezeguet on pro.
out of the three of them, he's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that too,
Exactly. So,
but it don't mean
but that's why them man are there. And he's,
he's the forgotten.
yeah, he's forgotten.
Oh nah, man, David Trezeguet. If not,
Yeah, you
if not
play
even that,
FIFA
then
and that, man. That's all that is.
Paolo Nedved.
Yeah, man, Nedved. I can agree with that shot.
Paolo Nedved. Cool.
Team to watch.
Team to watch.
Fulham next season. 9 black men starting every week.
Team to watch for next season. I'd say I'm gonna go with
I'm saying Leicester.
Villa.
What, better than this season.
Yeah.
I think though.
So you reckon the title challenges next season?
I think with the vision that they had and the
I
success,
think they need to replace Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
because I think
Why not?
because against a deep back
But he's still
four,
their best striker.
yeah, but against a deep back four, fam.
Yeah, but that's what the other striker's for.
Who?
Kelechi. That's his job.
Inachi.
He's in a purple patch, big man. The purple soon run out, fam.
Yeah, but like I said, he's not supposed to be the whole team. That's not what he's in the team to do.
But no, I agree. They need another. They need a bad boy centre forward, and probably
I agree they
and
need
probably
more
another
firepower,
another centre back.
Replace means you're taking him out and getting someone
He's
else.
done all he could. He's ran all the
no.
legs. He's
I don't think he's done like that, but I definitely
I
think they
think
need
he's
another
done.
striker. If they get another striker and a centre back, I think they'll be.
I think
Centre
where
back,
Yeah.
I think they have one that,
Fofana.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
man,
quality.
I rate him
you know
highly.
what?
They played the
Because
free,
you know
innit?
what it is? Because Evans was stuck in my head from the FA Cup final.
to be fair, Evans has revamped his career.
yeah, but boy,
Evans was always on.
He was always good, but he was never gonna be in the starting lineup over Rio or Vidic.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be the one that takes over after them.
Nah, he just,
If Sir Alex was still the manager, he would have been.
he said
that level.
Moyes messed it up.
Of course. Bon Moyes. Never fraud.
Yeah, I think Villa would do. I still think they'll still finish top 10.
I told you. They're gone.
Have they gone? They ain't gone yet.
They're 11th, 4 points off top, half. And they've got Spurs next, and then Chelsea.
Yeah, Grealish is back too.
And
That means the Lord and Savior is back.
they're 4 points adrift.
Yeah, then
And they've got Spurs and Chelsea.
then I make it.
Okay, maybe not then actually.
Next season though.
Yeah, there's always next season, but they
I
have
guarantee
to
next season they'll finish lower.
reinforcements they have.
Really? Oh, you're gonna lose Grealish, innit?
Even if they don't.
Really? You think
I
this
don't,
is just?
I don't think they're going to finish top half next season either.
Can we talk about the Championship, the teams that are coming up?
Is it Norwich and
Norwich,
Watford,
Watford,
and
Playoffs are on today,
playoffs.
innit?
Brentford won.
Well, Brentford.
I
The
hope
one-
Brentford come
Yeah.
up. To be fair,
Yeah, I hope so too.
I want to see that Ivan Toney do bits in the Premier.
Yeah, he's been on flames.
Oh no, they didn't. Sorry, Bournemouth won 1-0. Yikes.
But the Bournemouth were at home, weren't they?
Yeah.
So it's 2 legs, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So Tony
So
did score that
team to watch out for next season coming up. I'd say I wouldn't say Norwich to be
No,
fair.
no. I think they'll be back down. After
Yeah,
one
yeah.
year.
Straight back down.
Yeah.
Yo thing.
Even though is it the same manager?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think he will? You don't think he will? You don't think he will learn from?
Nah, I think what's his
Nah.
name will leave though. Buendia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they get 100 and odd mil from coming up, bro. I'm sure they can replace him.
Yeah, but
Or
you
give
look
him
at
more-
Brentford, it's a new team
Yeah.
again. I think there's only Rico and another player still there. And
Yeah.
look at how many players have moved on and where they all ended up in the Premiership.
They've got a great scouting system.
Oh, their recruitment's
Yeah.
it's a joke,
And they haven't
man.
got no reserve team because
Yeah.
they play pure friendlies for their second 11 and everything else. They have no academy.
Yeah.
So is that the right way to go forward? Who knows?
Well, Blues closed down theirs for like a week
yeah.
or a day. or whatever it was.
Nah, you can't do that.
Yeah. They got
Yeah.
they're another academy that I think produce.
Do you think that's the right way to go though, with no academy?
No. No,
Because
not
I'm
at all.
thinking, how do you then?
They then look at the under 21s and 23s to come in forward, and that's like what Brentford I think may do. I think there's Blues, Huddersfield, or Sheffield what wanted to do away with their academies or have done away with their academies, but just one player coming through, and even if you make a little change out of that one player, it's justifiable. Blues wanted to close down, and they made that much money from Bellingham. It just wasn't. It didn't make sense
yeah,
at all.
crazy.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's like a data analyst at Spurs, and he kept like a black book of players that take the 10-year journey, 8
Yeah.
to 18,
Yeah,
and from what you were saying, basically, it's maximum of 2 players that make in not every academy, but
Majority.
that's the most that will make that 10-year journey.
yeah,
So other than that, players that come in at 15, 16, that's when they start to make that little 3-year journey. But to make a 10-year journey,
Yeah,
you think about it,
it's pretty much impossible.
so I can understand from that standpoint why they want to close academies, but at the same time, it's like you are part of the community. You have
Yeah.
to give back, like regardless, and you can nurture talent and teach kids things, regardless if they stay with your club. They will probably like look at Remain, perfect
Yeah.
example. Got released and then done his craft, and now he's back.
Yeah.
So it could be many more Manies out there.
That's what I mean. And you have to pay big money to get him back.
Well, they learned their lesson that one. on that one.
But have they really
Well,
learned their
yeah,
lesson?
true.
They still got Richard there.
Yeah,
Right, so Lincoln, we like to get our guests to do their Premier League all-time 11 with your manager and formation. So any player that's
So Premier League, so from 92.
Oh,
76.
yeah. Well, if it was 70, I would bust it straight away. But all time,
so who you going for to manage your team? Sir Alex.
no, it wouldn't be. It would be Marino.
Really?
Jeez.
Okay.
The reason it would be Marino is because his sell-by date is probably reached now, but before that, he
In
was
his
just-
prime.
Yeah, in his prime, he was.
Do you not think he'll be a success at Roma?
Nah, I don't.
I think he'll come good. I
don't
wanted him
know.
to hold out for the Juve
Yeah.
job, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I said Mourinho's done that. Yeah, no.
yeah, he would be my manager. Premiership all-time 11. If I look, I probably would struggle to name an all-time 11 currently now.
I mean, you could well name your Prem 11. It don't matter when, from 1970s till now.
Well, the Prem wasn't going there.
from first. Was it?
Yeah.
Well, we give you the left back, Ashley Cole, because everyone has to pick Ashley Cole because he's the best.
Well, Ashley Cole has won more awards, trophies than any other person.
I thought he was gonna say he's like St. Kitts. He's from St. Kitts as well.
No, we did check him out. But if we
You
start,
know his auntie.
his aunt, his cousin, or whoever may be, I think the two centre backs I've always admired would have been Rio and Village. I've always rated him.
Village?
Yeah,
Vidic.
yeah, him.
Man said
Vidic.
Yeah, him too. And I wouldn't argue with putting Ashley Cole left back.
Who's your keeper?
The keeper would be Schmeichel. Yeah, rate him highly.
Yeah.
In midfield,
Peter, not Casper, innit?
yeah.
Shout out to Casper though, man. No, everyone sleeps on Casper.
Casper went born, fam.
Casper's cold, fam.
He's
Yeah.
hey, you won him the FA Cup, man.
Cold. That save that he made was
Double save,
Hey,
I would
top
say.
draw.
He made.
top draw.
I mean, the two midfield men I rate was Lampard, one, and Gerrard. But then,
Can't play together.
yeah, people say they can't play together, but yeah, I rate them. The right back probably will be Richards because he's a Kittian.
Shout out Mika.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. So,
So that one
but
coming.
when he was younger, I thought he was gonna be.
He exploded
shit
on the
out.
scene.
Yeah.
Roy
And
Keane said,
then-
explode.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he just went downhill. Yeah.
What about your strike? You got your strikers?
We ain't got no wingers on that either.
Yeah. And your wide men.
Or number 10, depending on what
I
formation.
mean,
It sounds like he's going for a 4-4-2.
it would be a 4-4-2. Who would I play up top? No, I can't talk about Sniffer Clark because that's before in it. 1970.
Put whoever you want in there.
Yeah.
Put whoever you want
People
in
have to
there.
do their research, innit?
Yeah.
Stephen
So
Clark.
changing the rules now, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man got MB, you can do what you want.
Big man is Lincoln. You can do what you want.
Say them, say them.
Rashford get NBA as well for putting food on people's tables. So I'm not dissing him because he's another Kittian. But probably Rashford. I would always put him in for that simple reason. You know.
Yeah.
It's your team, brother.
Yeah, it's probably related to me as well, anyway, because everyone from St. Kitts is related. You can't argue with that.
So does Maney get in the team as well?
Maney, I was going to pick Maney.
Yeah, man, put him in there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Maney in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Fairs.
Was he playing on the left?
Where he was, free roll.
Well, in his last international for St. Kitts, they played him on the right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No pace wingers.
Yeah. No, but it was a deep inside, right? You know, he wasn't playing out
Listen,
wide as
when you have that much ability, you just say,
Yeah.
you
Just
put
give
go on the
him the
grass.
Yeah.
Go where you like.
Yeah, but I think he used to pick the team anyway, so he was going to play wherever he wanted to play. That was never in question at all. And I probably put Amari up front.
Shout out, Mars.
Because when he scored the last goal in the international, he sent me a text and says, "This is especially for you, big man."
Unfortunately, though, he hasn't made his Prem debut, so he can't enter the team.
It's big man. You didn't hear me the first time. It's Lincoln. He can pull you once in there, fam. You want? You're trying to get squeezed.
I don't know, maybe. Okay, take
of
out
Rio and
Village.
Vidic.
Put me in there. Take out Village. I was just. You see, you just read my mind. Yeah, put you in there.
Yeah, man.
No, but when you was at Chris, you was hot. but then sometimes you used to look lazy on the pitch, and I didn't know what that was about. You know, sometimes it used to be too easy for you.
That's what it was?
Yeah, and when it used to look too easy, you used to thought, what's he doing? It's like a stroll in the park.
Well, it was.
And your father used to say to me, is he doing the right thing? I says, hell no.
Man was chilling at the back.
I bet he won the game.
Is
he doing the right thing? Was a hell no.
What was the manager? Hall. My man Hall. He used to just talk about the ability that lad's got. Ability.
Stuart Hall.
Yeah, Stuart Hall. He comes to me the other week.
One Richard, but shout out.
Yeah. But he was Richard's boss at one time, and then
that's when things were going good.
Also,
and they got rid of him and brought Richard in.
Exactly. That's when it went.
And then Karen Brady come and then get rid of Richard. Yeah. I remember them days. Yeah.
Right. We did a poll last week. Should England's golden generation team, so Rooney, Rio, Lampard, Scholesy, all them man there,
Gerrard,
be on fraud watch because they didn't achieve
anything
what they were supposed to achieve
as players or as managers?
As a team, as players.
Okay.
I was just about to say whoever the manager was, he should be on fraud watch.
Was that
Sven?
Sev Eriksson?
Yeah.
At the time?
Who else was there?
Yeah.
Wasn't there another one as well?
Capello?
Was it
Capello
McLaren?
then?
that was a World Cup thing, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Was it
if you've
McLaren
got
as
that
well?
generation and
McLaren.
you do absolutely nothing, I'm blaming you.
Yeah, but with that much ability on the pitch, shouldn't
blaming
the
the-
players
But
take
the,
some?
blaming the
the
manager?
ego of them players and created.
They both should
Yeah.
take equal blame.
No, not equal. Scholes was playing on the left wing.
Yeah.
That's that. You can't blame
Okay,
Scholes
fair
when you
enough
put
for
him on
that
the
one.
left wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the formation here. So they had Ashley Cole left back, Terry and Ferdinand, Gary Neville right back, Beckham on the right, Gerrard and Lampard in the middle, Scholes on the left, Owen and Rooney.
You got the formation wrong, first of all.
Sometimes they'll have.
They're just
Joe
trying to
Cole
get
on the left.
all the names on the pitch. If you need to take out somebody, take him out.
Yeah,
So it's the manager's fault because he was scared to make big decisions.
true. 76% of the voters voted yes, they should be on fraud watch, which you can't complain.
England fans are happy, man. They wanted more.
Yeah, for individuals, you look at that team, you think that could be the team that could have won
Everything.
everything.
Something.
Yeah, a final at least.
I think there was too many egos there, though.
Yeah,
And maybe the manager couldn't control.
Exactly. Scared
Yeah.
to make big decisions.
some
Yeah.
Tuchel thing.
Yeah.
Because if you drop someone, you drop in a big name. Whoever it is,
Yeah, true.
name any one of them. It's a big name.
Yeah.
Bar David James
But he's the keeper anyway. So.
and Robinson. Poor Robinson.
But
Paul
at the time though, they were big. They were
Poor
Best
Robinson
keepers
was like the
in
best
the
keeper
country?
at the time, innit?
they were at top clubs.
Tottenham one. He was
Yeah.
cold still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was all right. David James. Is that the best we got?
He was quality at one point.
Who's we, fam? I'm Jamaican.
I never said we.
Yeah.
This one over here with the tree line on the chest.
I support Brazil, man.
James.
Right, Lincoln, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Pleasure.
James, as always, thank you, sir.
Appreciate you sharing the knowledge as always. I know you're on the socials.
Yeah.
Lincoln Moses, is it? MBE.
Well, which one?
Instagram.
I'm on Insta, I'm on Twitter, Facebook. It all depends. Whatever the youths I'm using.
You're on more things than Piercy.
Ain't hard.
Whatever the youths I'm using, that's how I happen to relate to them.
Yeah, man.
There's only the one which I don't do, which is the one.
TikTok.
No, I touch that now and again.
Well,
what's
yo,
it?
you're
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
No, Snapchat,
Yeah.
I never touch that
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
you know? But most of the other one, it's like LinkedIn because from a business point of view, it's good to keep in touch with
I tell
that.
these man, I
Yeah.
tell them, LinkedIn the way to go.
Yeah,
So you
from
never told me.
I did.
I don't
you
call
mean-
You might have been sleeping.
every academy,
type.
every head of academy who does social media is on LinkedIn.
Yeah. You can find out anybody.
Yeah, any
and
top
any-
coach.
You can
is
follow
on
Richard.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'm gonna find Richard after this show. Don't worry about it.
I think he is on social media though, Richard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one, but you know something. Fair play to Richard because I remember he gave me £20 once. And I picked up a youth when Blues used to be in Henley Yarden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I picked up a youth and dropped him there because his parents couldn't get him in. And it was you, by the way. Give me £20 for it. Yeah. Yeah. But it cost me 30 quid to get there.
Basically, like, I don't care how much money you gave me.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't
I'm gonna
enough.
give them out of £20.
Right. No Tekkers Podcast, episode 38. That's a wrap. Peace.
Thank you.
Yeah.